You could be my daddy. No, you don't look like my daddy. I mean, but you could be my daddy. You kind of look like my daddy, but no, you're not my daddy.
I'm not a
But
fan
you, I go, you could.
of this reality TV show, Are You My Daddy sketch that we're definitely
I
not.
feel like it's like a really perverted version of a children's book. Like, are you my
Oh,
mom?
exactly. She doesn't know who her father is. Stop making it sexual, Ian.
I
Stop
wasn't
making it
doing
weird.
anything. No one has context
You're
outside of what
making
they've heard.
it weird.
I'm not doing that. No.
Lark doesn't know who her
She
father
doesn't
is.
know who her daddy is.
It's very
and sometimes when
very
she comes
innocent.
across the high elf, she's like, was it you? Was it you? Because it could have been.
There comes a time where you see a high elf and you have to ask, is that my daddy?
Is that my daddy?
This is very
Is
universal.
that my daddy? Is it him?
This is very
Is he
universal,
my
I will say.
Is he my daddy?
Unfortunately, we're in a world where people don't always know their daddies. Hello, friends in the chat. I see we got Pildo Baggins here, Professor Pirate, welcome. Santa Claus gift. What an interesting name. Chumosaurus. I want to be a Chumosaurus.
That sounds gross.
So friendly.
No, that's
You don't think it sounds friendly?
nope. Sounds gross.
Today in stream, I learned. Is that not how you say it? It's Chumosaurus, right?
Yeah.
I am not my daddy.
Daddy. Well, no, I mean, obviously, I am not my daddy or my mommy. I know my mommy is. I don't know who my daddy is.
I mean, that's the easy one to find out because you were born.
They're the one that.
Yeah, it was popped.
Pop?
There's a baby.
Right? You know.
I was reading one of those like crazy things that men think. And there was one where it was like, she was talking to her boyfriend and he was like, well, babies born by C-section aren't real babies. And she was like, I was born by C-section. And then he freaked out on her. He's like, you're not really a human. What?
They're the worst. Oh my God. Or like guys that think that girls pee out of their vagina, or guys that think that women are pregnant, that babies get air through the belly button.
Yep. Where they think that if you take a bath and you put your belly in water, the baby will drown.
It's fucking
and then they
painful.
freak out.
It's painful. Don't. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, we need better education in schools. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is some pretty funny ones. Anyways, good times. So there's only the four of us today, and that's because Luna is in a part of the States where there is no power currently. So that's okay. I mean, it's okay for us because we're going to continue playing, but we're going to have Moss have been called to the principal's office. So look forward to that next game.
I feel like that's even worse.
It turns out that skipping class has consequences.
Turns out that not showing up, even though your power's out, not showing up to streams also has consequences.
How accidentally in character.
I mean, I blame Luna for giving me that idea. Like, Luna was like, maybe I just got called into the principal's office. And I'm like, done. And she's like, what? I'm like, you gave it to me. You told me.
I told her, like, Mom, who's gonna bring me my potatoes?
Gonna get in trouble.
Are you not remembering the original Potato Pal?
The Potato Pal?
Yeah, but Moss really took over at that.
Yeah.
So
just on
Moss
stream.
Someone needs to keep me in purse food.
We need this
purse burgers, purse tacos, purse waffles. Like, if my purse is not filled with food, Lark's gonna have a panic attack. So it's fine.
Okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Starch.
So we should probably intro, right? We're people. We can do this alone. We can do this alone. I threw a link into the chat with our Discord servers. If you want to hang out and play in the world where all of this is happening, feel free to. This group is investigating one source of disruption in the world. and the people on the server are investigating another. So if you want to find out your own answers to the mysteries, you can do so. But let's start off with our intro. Welcome to Iskar Academy. We are an elite school specializing in the training of the future heroes of our realm. Our 3-year program prepares you for leadership and networking opportunities across the 2 continents. Our professors have extensive training in their areas of focus and often real-world experience in combat. Located in scenic Caracat in the heart of the Eastern continent, we know you have many options for your mandatory training, and we're confident you'll be happy in choosing us. Yours in adventure, Headmasters Isolda and Cardamon. As always, I am Melissa, your game master, and I am joined today by
Me, Laura, and I am playing Lark, Reeve, the high elf cleric.
And me going second for the first time in quite a while or ever. Ian, who is playing your little rapscallion. See, not rapscallion or reptile. Rapscallion. Char, your blindfolded paladin of your dreams.
And me, Gemma, playing Celeste Harvest Moon, the human warlock. Yep.
That's us.
Yeah.
So, last game, you guys decided to head into town to get some equipment, and you were sort of aware of this shimmery shield that was seemingly growing in the north and has been for a few weeks. And you stopped on the way, though, because you saw a delightful fox who told you that it had never been fed ever. And like all animals, we know that it was telling the truth. So you guys prepared it a beautiful meal. Its dream was to have a hot meal from the cafeteria. So, you know, that's on the list. So yeah, you prepared it some food, you went into town, and you guys grabbed some cool equipment. I'm trying to remember what you guys got. I know Ian got a very cool shield. Basically, when you attune to it, every long rest, you can pick a different deity, and the shield will glow whenever you are near a religious site dedicated to that god. So it's been a long rest. Did you decide what you picked?
It has been a long rest, huh?
Oh no, wait, it hasn't. You're right,
I
it
was
hasn't.
gonna say.
It hasn't, because
But
you guys
I
got
have.
pulled into drama.
I have figured out a god, but we will see. I'll get into that.
Gemma, did you buy anything? I can't remember.
I bought a dress, a really cool dress.
Yeah.
That is kind of like simple, but it has a large square pocket that continuously and endlessly has salt in it.
That's right. That's right. You were gonna make
Yep.
like your dress of seasonings.
Yes. Yes. This is extremely useful, both for culinary purposes, but also to protect myself in the Feywild.
It's true. Like salt is very useful.
Yep.
Fun fact: you can use salt to stop automatic cars from driving themselves, like
Really?
they're taken over by witches. So because the way the scanners work, they don't cross lines. So if you put a circle around an electric, like a self-driving car, it's locked in.
That's really good. Didn't realize that.
But it's pretty funny that it's like they've got ghosts in them.
That's really crazy.
This is my very fast snail. I call it snail. And
I mean,
it can't go through the
just
salt.
wait to the point when there's enough self-driving cars that people are going out there and like sabotage, like putting salt behind people's cars to lock them in and
People are
stuff.
just gonna paint it. People are literally just gonna paint on roads and on people's sidewalks and driveways. I'm excited for it, honestly.
You're gonna have to work around it and figure that shit out. I love Ian. It didn't once cross my mind that the fox may or may not have been hungry.
Didn't matter one bit. I just wanted to feed him.
And then I think Lark got nothing because Lark is saving her money like a responsible adult, right?
Look, who, as a responsible person, who has 10 gold to put into like we talked about this, like into like a magic pot where like you get what you get, like those shitty bags from Claire's.
Those are the best.
Oh my god! There we go. There is the problem.
items.
There is the problem.
On one end of the spectrum, you have Lark. On the other end, you have Celeste.
Like, yeah. The best part is you don't know what's in it. Like, no, the worst part is you don't know what's in it. You don't know if you're getting value for money. Yeah, but you get the surprise. You're paying for the surprise.
You're paying for the surprise.
We're never gonna.
Most of them are worth the cost. I'm trying to think. I made up a few cool new ones. If anybody wants to go in the server to the shops in the city, you can find things. Here's a cool one. This is for sale right now. A set of tarot cards where each card a set of tarot cards where every card looks like a drawing of someone you know, and the cards change as your opinion of people changes. That's a cool item.
Huh.
No.
Yeah, there's some good ones. Another really good one that I enjoyed was a vial of plant food can be used 3 times. 8 hours after being used, the plant grows back completely healthy and able to be harvested regardless of the state you found it in.
Okay, Lark would maybe want that one, but wouldn't spend money on it.
10 gold. That's worth it.
10 gold is a lot.
No. 10 gold is a lot. No.
I've always really liked
No.
the argument, how much gold should a party ever have, or an individual character ever have, because gold does get you quite a bit, and that's a conversation for another time, not an in-game conversation, but I will agree with Lark here. This is 10 gold is a lot, even though I may have spent some stuff on a little trinket for who got the wind chime? That was you.
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah, you
okay.
got the wind chimes. The wind chime is whenever you hold it up, and if you blow on it, whatever direction you blow in, the local wind moves in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly.
Yes. Good for smoke and good for sense.
Hey, you could never get caught having drugs in your room.
Good thing I don't.
The bar is so low. The bar is in a tavern in hell.
So you went to the shop. You got all kinds of wonderful doohickeys and thingamabobs. Now you have plenty. And you were heading back to campus when there was like this cracking sound to the north, and you saw, I think Lark was the first one to see it and kind of draw your attention to it. The giant orb that had been growing, it was like kilometers wide, it's big, suddenly burst and cracked, and a wave of energy flew over everyone. And since then, you have been under the effects of the Iskar curse, which means that if you roll a d4 that matches the d4 the GM rolled, you don't get magic, and you roll for disadvantage for fighting that day. Luckily, all of you succeeded, so you're all fine. But and you didn't even know what had happened, because of course you didn't know. But when you returned to campus, there was chaos. Some of the professors had lost their magic. The students were like swarming anyone with healing abilities, hoping that they could get saved, because of course they didn't realize this is a temporary effect. So you managed to save Enris, who was getting swarmed, as a divine soul sorcerer who not only has the ability to heal, but also a connection to the gods, and people wondered if this was a retribution or something. But you got him up, and you said, look, we want to go investigate the lake to the south where one of these ancient towers is, the same thing that made that orb. But you need a spell of water breathing. So you convinced him to give you guys water breathing for 24 hours and told him nothing, so he's not implicated. And I think that's where we left it. Did I miss? Oh, no, there's one more thing. Celeste got a new wand and wand holster in her chest of mystery. Do you remember what it looks like?
Yep. It's like pink. It's got a star on it. It's glittery. Every time it moves, it sheds glitter.
Glitter everywhere.
I have no idea what it does. I suspect
that's standard though, right?
Yeah. I mean, it could be either extremely frivolously harmless, or it could be extremely frivolously dangerous.
Yeah, I suggest you
like
save it
your potion of mind reading.
Yeah.
We've done this before.
Yep. Look, you're gonna have a character that has connection to the Fae. You're gonna get some weird stuff happening. That's all I'm gonna say. So you are at the school. You have you can say anything to Enris if you want, or you can be let's say you're in the process of leaving his room. you've planned to meet Aqua down by the water. So that's your kind of next step.
Indeed it is. So is there anything we're doing in between now and going to Aqua? As we're kind of hustling out of the room, does Enris just stay in his room and lock the door like behind us?
Basically, you guys offered, I think you gave him your room key in case he needs to run.
Yeah.
But he's pretty confident that, like, you know, the bar, like the wards on the door are gonna, you know, protect him. People are just freaking out. But when he's out of sight, he figures he'll be out of mind.
Mm-hmm.
I will get changed as someone who usually wears a dress. I will go find some, I don't know, trousers, something that works well in water.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like a.
If
You
you
guys,
guys,
Celeste is also in like one of her patrons' big puffy dresses. But that's not swimming material, is it?
you can all roll me a d20. Let's see how much luck you have in your wardrobe finding something that will be ideal underwater. 10. It's fine.
I'm not worrying about it. I did want to go back
fine.
to
It's
my
like
room.
Shorts and a, you know, the shirt's a little heavy, but it'll work.
I am going to switch out my shield, by the way, just so I can
Yeah?
have the actual, in case we long rest in there. I want to make sure I have it.
They could.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can you guys could long rest underwater.
That's neat.
The spell
thought.
lasts 24 hours, right?
Yeah, it lasts 24 hours. You could totally just sleep down there.
Roll 20 did really well for me last week. I hope this is going to continue.
So far?
So far, so good. 18.
18. Wow. Yeah. There was a swimming party a few weeks back, and you made sure to have something made for it. And now,
Actually, I think that it was just like a regular like pair of trousers that she brought, and now that she's getting a little bit fatter, they just fit like skin tight. She's like,
there you go. There you go. Problem solved.
I'm eating.
Oh
my gosh.
Absolutely.
Please do well.
How did Celeste do?
16.
Pretty good. I mean, is it something you picked out though, or is it something that was given to you at some point in time?
I think it's something that I picked out / had. Like, it's a standard. It's your, what do you call it? Your basic piece.
Mhm.
Your capsule wardrobe of a long sort of like tunicky thing. They're kind of like overalls, but yeah, they're like long overalls.
Yeah, swimming overalls. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Swimming overalls.
What other equipment are you guys bringing with you? Obviously, not all of the stuff in your backpacks is going to necessarily do well underwater. So what are you bringing with you?
Good question.
The star wand, obviously.
Horse?
Yeah.
If you find your way back, you can follow the trail of glitter in the water.
I think I'm just gonna bring rope, and my normal equipment along with that, because the explorer's pack normally comes with rope or something like that. So I'm gonna bring that. Don't need to bring extra clothes. That's fine. I'll be fine. But I'll
You can also leave stuff up on the coastline.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe Aqua can dry us right away.
You know that she can dry herself.
That's true.
Actually, does anyone have prestidigitation of your group?
I have no cantrips.
Oh yeah, because you're a half caster. Or warlocks have warlocks are full casters, but I don't know if they get.
Warlocks have kind of wacky spell slots, though.
Not quite.
We don't need it. It's fine.
It's fine. It's just nice to have. Yeah. A nice leave-in conditioner works just as well. So you head. Yes.
I think. Sorry. It's because I didn't get to answer. I think because Lark's been like drowned a couple times. For class. I'll think bring something like to carry that can sink her down, but like not like bring her down too far, but sink her beneath the water, which I suppose she's probably usually for glass so that she can get down low enough. I also assume that she knows how to fight underwater, so no shoes, like nothing that would like pulling, like she'd know like to pull her hair out of her face, like and pin it up so that doesn't like get into your face while you're swimming. Again, this is mostly like stuff to not drown, but that can come in handy for swimming as well.
Very true. I know Philda Baggins, this is a mistype, but I really enjoy Warlock's got that big soil daddy energy. Soil daddy and soul mommy.
That's the two types of casters are soil and soul.
Soil and soul is the only two.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys head down to the lake. It's 20-minute walk, 25-minute walk. And you don't know quite what to expect down here. When you arrive by the water, you see Aqua. She's dressed as she always is, and she's kind of like anxiously pacing.
I end up doing a light jog over to her and getting her attention before we reach. Aqua!
Hey! You're here!
Yeah, the group of us is here.
So you found a way?
Yeah. Can you lead us?
Yeah, I can. She turns towards the water and then she hesitates for a moment. You can all roll insight if you like. She's just kind of standing with her bare feet in the edge of the water. She looks like she usually does, so she's wearing like a robe. 3. Classic Char. You have 0 insight around this woman. 0 insight.
Char is like looking into the water, one eye blinks before the other one as he's like, kind of like the weird lizard eyes that lizards have, some would say.
They're not weird, they're totally normal. How did Lark and Celeste do?
I mean, I got an 11. She got an 11. Yeah.
14.
14. Lark, you can tell that as much as Aqua has been like eager to bring you to see this tower, there's something that's holding her back. Like she's now questioning whether or not this is the right thing to do.
Can I pull her to the side?
Yeah.
Just like while we're like getting ready and stuff. And
sure. Char's got those wide eyes looking off into the ocean like a dreamy boy.
Char turns in, to the water and starts to like like touch it and like wade in, and he's like underwater trying to see how water breathing works, and he's like, I don't like it. And he's
like just paddling.
I think he's like standing at one point where it's like his tiptoes are on the ground and his little nostrils are above water and his eyes are above water like a crocodile, and you just kind of hear through his nose. He coughs every once in a while, but he walks back to the shore, keeps kind of doing that over and over again. Okay, go on.
Yeah, she just looks kind of unsure. You don't quite know why. You probably have suspicions because you are not Char, and I believe Lark has some theories about what Aqua really is. Yeah.
plenty.
So you can probably put that together.
Yeah, so I just want to like pull her off to the side, like while I'm like tying like the side of my shirt so that my shirt doesn't flop up over my face, and probably even like maybe like braiding my hair down. That's probably the safest way to get your hair not to get into your face and stuff. I said I don't think I've seen you since the night of the ball. Have you been good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been worried about all this change.
Yeah, there's so much going on. But I mean, did you have fun that night?
Yeah, I really like spending time with Char. He's really nice.
You guys seem to get along really well. It's nice to watch because it's nice to see him have lovely friends like you.
Thanks. I I haven't really had many friends before.
Um,
I'm a little,
I think
I'm a little
in the-
worried about if he'll still want to be my friend when he knows me better.
I don't think you have to worry about that. I really don't think you have to worry about that. And when you want to talk to him about all the things that you are, then you can. And I don't think that no matter what you tell him that he will like you any less than he does. But I actually had was it and a couple of things. Have you ever thought about applying to Iskar? Like coming and being a student?
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I thought they just only let you in if you were special.
Well, I think that's what most people say, but I think that that's just kind of like a rumor. And I think that extraordinarily exceptional under the radar people like you could easily get in if you wanted to come and Lark's like, I did not play. If you wanted to come and talk to the the headmistress with me, I would go with you. I'm sure she would love to have you as a student.
The headmistress who's doing all the stuff with the swamp?
Well, we're working on that, but while we work on that, it doesn't mean that you can't become a student.
Well,
or we could look for the headmaster. He's around sometimes. Maybe we could go talk to him. Only if you wanted. I don't mean to like. You don't have to. I just thought that you're talented enough that if you wanted to, I don't know, you could be there with all of us and eat lunch and have waffles and
I could make more friends.
You could absolutely make more friends. And also learn things. I mean that's probably one of my favorite parts. But only if you wanted to.
But
if you wanted,
if you knew what I was, you wouldn't be saying that.
I think I may already have an idea.
What do you mean?
Not in any sort of bad way, Aqua. I think you are amazing. Don't ever change. But are you maybe a dragon?
All right. You say, Aqua, you may be a dragon. Her eyes go wide, and she grabs your arm and pulls you even further away from Char. And she's like, You can't say things like that.
I won't. I will never. I will never. Okay? And I know that you can see through illusions, right?
Well, yeah, but lots of things can see through illusions.
So I am perfectly happy that you're a dragon, and I don't have to say anything. I'd be also really grateful if you didn't tell people the illusions that you saw through at the masquerade ball. If you could just maybe not. It's not a bad thing. It's not something that I'm not doing anything wrong. That's not it. And you're not doing anything wrong. You know how sometimes you just can't say something and you're just not ready to say something. And it's not that Yeah. Does that make sense?
She looks back at Char. She says, he's really nice. But he loves dragons so much and he thinks they're so special, and he wouldn't treat me like Aqua if he knew. I don't want to be something else. I want to be me.
I mean, I hate to kind of tell you this, but you're really kind of special, whether you're a dragon or a human, or it really doesn't matter what you are. But I mean, you're special, and you're especially special to Char, and he might be excited that you're a dragon, but that won't change it. And if you weren't, that wouldn't change it either. You're just special. So try just and think, just try and think, and I won't say anything. Try and think that maybe he's just that nice and just that good, because some people are just that nice and just that good, but in your own time.
She like steels herself and seems a little bit more sure. And she walks back over towards the water. She definitely like seems a little bit more confident, like her back's a little straighter. She's a little more decisive. But I guess Celeste, you're probably the one who noticed there's a little bit of still wariness in her eyes, but she's faking it till she makes it. She turns to you all and she says, okay, you're all ready?
Yes.
I'm splashing about. I'm just in the water, kind of trying to get my bearings more and more.
She locks her eyes with you for a moment, Char, and then she jumps into the water. And as she does, in one moment, she is the girl you've recognized. And then you see a familiar, slight form, also very, I don't know, almost like reptilian, with a long opalescent tail that slides into the water as she cuts in like perfectly like a diver's swim.
I'm gonna try and like not like hold Celeste back. Be like, let me braid your hair. It'll be so much better in the water.
Wow!
It's a fucking dragon!
Have like a chance to talk. I'd be like, oh yeah, but like when you swim, it's all gonna like float up on your face. Like, let me braid it. Like, just it'll take me 2 seconds. So that Char and Aqua have a chance to talk. Well, I just finished. Like, I'm just gonna quickly, if Celeste doesn't mind, if Celeste lets me.
Totally over her head. She's the kid you're grabbing by the hair doing her braid. Well, she's like, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, she's excited,
yep.
but she's like, ooh, a hair braid. I've never had that done either.
But instead of it's going to be like fancy. That's gonna be like side parted braids, like down one side, the rest gonna sweep around into like a bun. That it's going to be like a really fancy. Well, I give Char and Aqua some time to talk.
Trying to.
Time-consuming hairstyle.
So yeah, Char, you see Aqua leap into the water, and her little head pops up and sort of like swims nearest to you. And you see those familiar sparkling blue eyes. And now it seems impossible you did not notice before.
So I was already in the water a bit, probably like neck high in the water. So I think I when I see the tail, I go to try to swim out to her. So I'm like in the middle of treading as she's like approaching, and then I just stop and I let myself sink and like I could breathe under here. What's it like to talk underwater?
So the first time you speak, it's very strange because you actually to let your lungs and your like esophagus and everything fill with water. It's almost like being like really bloated.
Ooh.
Like it's not pleasant, but and it takes a lot to convince your body that this isn't dangerous. there's a, like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes a little bit to get your head past it. But overall, it's sort of like, I would say it's mostly like when you're on a really hot day and you can feel the humidity in the air. It's like that, but like intense.
I think a combination of that happening with every synapse in Char's brain firing and then cooling off and then firing and then like Char, he's kind of stammering like I am in a way. He's oh. Okay, hold on. He stretches to let his like lungs and airway open up a little bit more, and he takes a deep breath. And you know how you get that like that sharp pain in your chest every once in a while? That was at the like precordial stitch or whatever it is. That you have to like breathe in real
random
deep.
pain.
Yeah, he breathes in real deep, just to let his body acclimate as fast as possible, although as most uncomfortably as possible. He slaps himself a little bit as much as possible underwater, and he looks over. You're you're just as beautiful as always. And he gets on one knee and like bows his head.
He tries to bow underwater to her.
He does it very slowly.
Yeah. Since you're underwater now, this is the first time you've been able to kind of like get a real sense of how big she is. Like when you saw her out there, she looked so small, but you can see that she's like actually like several meters long.
Yeah.
Very like thin and slight, and she almost like sort of like circles you as if she's like taking you in. And when she meets your eyes, she speaks without opening her mouth, and she's like, "So this is okay?"
I'll have you know that we kobolds, although we do look up to true dragons, as he looks around being circled, puts hand on whatever like part of Aqua is closest. As you are a true dragon, the respect for you I have maybe not just hasn't changed, but has grown. It's a scary world out there, and I can't blame you for hiding yourself in this form. But why would you not tell me?
I didn't want you to put me on a pedestal. Just want to go to the dance and spend time together and watch you when you leave me offerings. And
I already had you on a pedestal. The pedestal maybe has some more gold leaf in it now, but it's not any higher. I get no. Well, maybe the pedestal will be higher. And
oh, Char. She closes, like she's kind of like circling you like a little Ouroboros, right? Like almost chasing her own tail. And she sort of like tightens it, and she brings her little head in close to you, and she just like gently brushes her nose against your forehead.
When she does that, I'm guessing that like her size of her head is like bigger than the difference between a human and a horse, ever so slightly.
Yeah. She's really large, and you're quite small.
Yeah. So I think Char at this point does the whole like horse head nuzzle that a human might do, but at a much smaller scale. Like
you do like the like under the jaw kind of. Aww.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys are completely underwater. This is like a very private moment for the two of you as your friends are on the shore. She presses against you, and her eyes close for a moment, and then you feel a movement as she kind of flicks through the water, pulling away, and she says, "We should hurry. We have work to do."
Agreed. Okay. And Char like tries to swim run to the shore and says, "Come on." He starts coughing like water directly out. It's so hard to deal with. Let's go. Come on.
You'll slap together the rest of the brain. Right. We're done. We're good. Let's go. Let's go. We're ready.
Delightful. Okay, yeah. So hair has been successfully done. Do you want to roll to see how good of a job you did?
Ooh.
Maybe in a moment of crisis, a lock of hair will fall in the way. Obscuring vision.
Like I said, perfection, if nothing else.
It's not done, it's undone.
Yank on her hair until it's perfect.
What is this? Performance? What is
Sleight of hand?
braiding hair?
Sleight of hand.
Survival? Sleight of
Athleticism.
hand?
Sleight of hand.
I think this might be intimidation.
It depends what kind of style you're doing.
Fire.
Are you
I
doing
agree.
like the 100? Intimidation.
Intimidation. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I rolled natural 20 for 23.
This is the bet. Like Char comes out of the water having seen a literal dragon for the first time, and she's like giving him nuzzles. I'm like, still, this hair is fucking on point. Jeez.
Celeste's hair.
Maybe it wasn't a distraction.
Perfection.
Maybe this is Lark's calling.
This is hydrodynamic.
Hydromatic.
Celeste's hair.
How long is
Automatic.
How long is Celeste's hair?
It's reciting.
It's all the way down to her waist.
Oh yeah, it looks good. It's got
Okay,
layers
yeah.
of different lengths and thicknesses of braids. Just mwah, beautiful. Yeah.
Awesome.
So Char has come up and says that he's ready to go. Yeah, are you guys gonna jump on in?
I mean, jump might be a bit extreme. I
Dive.
will wade in swan paddle for a little bit.
Oh, frog leap dive.
Whoever goes
Yeah.
underwater.
Imagine Celeste does like a belly flop, but totally on purpose.
The surface
Like, all
tension
serious.
breaks just well enough. Whoever goes underwater first, I say, just breathe in as deep as possible underwater. You'll get it out of the way. It's not great.
That's generally the advice is like jumping into cold water is just like put your head under, breathe it immediately, just get it over with. It's not pleasant. No one will like it. Okay, you all head into the water. You are still pretty high up on the surface, and I want to say it was around. You guys went around lunchtime, I think, to the town, so it's probably like 4 or 5 o'clock. So it's still fairly light this high up. You can see pretty clearly through the water. It's beautiful. Since it's near to the coast as well, you're getting lots of, like, you can see along the ocean floor, you can see kind of the rippling pattern that the waves have made in the sand. And eventually there is that big kind of dip that you get when you're in a big body of water. And then you start seeing some really interesting fish, coral, seaweed, all kinds of that good stuff. And Aqua first brings you out towards, there's like a central, almost like it's I'm gonna say it's a flower pot, actually. I just learned what these are called, but it's basically a big mineral deposit that kind of like sticks out of the water. And she brings you out towards that, keeping you guys sort of like within like 30 feet of the surface as she kind of brings you over top. You kind of skirt around this, so you're out of sight of kind of where you guys all hang out, which maybe explains it. Explains why you haven't seen this. And ahead, you see a looming dark statue underwater, or not statue, but figure. It is very large. Aqua guides you guys further on and does a little circle around in the water, and then starts spiraling downwards, almost like a corkscrew. She seems to be sort of doing it partially to keep some of the animals that live down here away from you guys. They seem to give her some birth. So she sort of circles you as you guys swim downward. Let's do a athletics check to see how well you guys are handling swimming down through the depths, so you don't get, what do you call it? The bends. The bends. I'm not going to make you guys roleplay the bends.
21.
21.
4.
8.
Oh no. Char, this is so nice. You're swimming with this true dragon, and every time she catches your eye, you can feel she's like looking at you, and you feel so empowered and strong and capable. Like the dragon likes you. That's pretty cool. The other two that really seem to be struggling with, breathing underwater. Lark is seemingly totally fine with being drowned, but keeps trying to keeps floating up. Like she can't seem to get herself to sink well enough. And Celeste sort of keeps getting distracted by the fish and the things that you guys see around you. Like there's so much cool. There is a lot of cool stuff down here. So totally fair. But yeah, so it takes a little while. I don't know if you have a way of supporting your friends, a way you want to help them get further down.
I might swim up and just grab their legs and just sink.
You see the Lark's there and just grabs your legs and just drops.
I've acclimated at this point. I'm just like, we have to keep going. It's fine. Just gotta breathe. Just gotta let it in, let it out, and just breathe. And then Celeste, I think, just floats back over and also is in my leg grasp, and I'm just like, we're going. Come on. There's fish down there too.
I'm gonna do everything I can to kick Char in the face.
You're freaking out because something grabs your leg underwater.
Yeah.
This is an opposed grapple check then. This is strength.
We're gonna say this is definitely one of those things where it's impulse, it's reactionary to kick. You don't necessarily mean to kick Char, but you can't help it.
It's fun using
Sorry,
Laura's.
what am I rolling?
I think it's either strength or athletics. I can't remember what the grapple is specifically.
I usually just do opposed athletics.
Yep, that's fair.
It doesn't matter.
I got a 19.
I got a 19 as well.
Oh!
Okay, so who is the higher strength bonus?
Mine's +1.
That'll be him.
All right, Char, you just managed, but Lurk is clearly pretty tough. You're gonna did they also have things grab her underwater while they were drowning her for fun? She's really good at this.
I let go upon getting a foot that stepped on one of my horns and maybe slipped off because we're underwater, and I'm I float up and I'm sorry, but we need to keep going. And I start sinking again. I think I still have Celeste like a balloon.
Yeah,
I was gonna say she is the balloon animal.
I'm Celeste had a rope around her stomach just being yanked.
A jellyfish.
It's pretty good.
Meanwhile, Lark is screaming underwater, bubbles emerging to the surface as she screams.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Celeste is totally emitting bubbles to see how big they are. Whoa.
I like to consider exactly how sound travels underwater or vibrations travel underwater compared to in air. And if the lungs get filled and the vocal cords are not surrounded by oxygen but are reverberating in water, you could hear so much stuff way more clearly at that point. So any screams are probably being heard far off in the ocean or in this lake.
Okay.
Because sound is wild underwater.
Lark, you do get Aqua says something in your head, and she's like, it's just Char. It's just Char, okay? You're okay.
Lark is cursing up a storm in Abyssal. Swearing another language doesn't count. Swearing another language doesn't count. I'm particularly torn between obviously going along with this, and I know I have to go along with this, don't I? I have to be part of the group. Lark would 100% abandon this. Lark would 100% abandon this and leave you all to die.
There's no danger. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's all good. It's all good. So, yeah, you guys continue further down. As you do, it gets darker and darker, which definitely helps, or I mean, makes it worse because Lark is even more freaked out by the darkness. But Aqua kind of like goes to, like, again, if this is like a screw, kind of goes to where the point of the screw would be. And she breathes out a cloud of little light motes. And they almost look like little like magical jellyfish just floating in the space around you guys. So there's these beautiful little light motes that kind of light up and allow you to see ahead of you this giant tower. Yeah. Actually, never mind. She doesn't do that quite. She doesn't put it below you guys because if you guys are going through it, something bad will happen. She does it around you to help light it up and warns you not to go in it. The opposite of what I said. I'm like reading it and I'm like, shit, that's an attack. That's not just a cool ability.
It's like I'm walking over to the cloud with Celeste still on the rope, like jellyfishing. We're both like, ooh, trying to reach into it.
Huh?
So yeah, she uses these motes to help light things up, and they seem to scare away or keep some distance from some other creatures. That gives you guys lots of attention or lots of focus. So you finally get a view of this underwater tower. You were the first ones to see any of these towers, actually, as far as people on the server go. So you know that there are 7 of these towers, and they are located all around kind of the surrounding area. But they all sort of spiral upward. I'm thinking like, what's that castle? Is it in Lord of the Rings, the one that goes up?
One of the 2 towers?
White something?
I don't know the name of it.
But yeah, so basically like if you had a horse, you could ride up the side of it because it's like a corkscrew. And there's 7 different tiers, getting smaller the higher up you go. Each of well, it's heavily engraved, or was, but there's been quite a lot of decay since it's underwater, and a lot of moss grown over it. But you can tell that all of this was very, very heavily decorated at the time. Yeah, it's huge. It's probably like, let's see, 7, what is that, 300 feet tall, something like that. It's quite large.
I'm glad that we can swim to the top if we need to, but...
Minas Tirith. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. That's the Lord of the Rings one.
I can't read. In reading the... the script they said was worn on the building. Is it in any language? Is it readable at all? Legible? Or a language that I would even understand?
Yeah, that's a good question. So give me a perception. Let's see if you can get out enough. Like I said, it's very decayed, so let's see if there's enough that you can make out that will tell you what language this was at the very least.
On the fucking ball. That's a 16.
Okay, awesome. So you know, though you do not, I don't think you know this language, this is written in Sylvan.
I don't. I wonder if there's...
You know that is the language of the fairy folk, of the fae creatures. Celeste might know some Sylvan.
Yeah, I think I do. I'm just confirming that. Yeah, I do.
There you go. So yeah, you go over and you and Char are looking it over, and Char's like, "Is that Sylvan?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Are you the only one who speaks Sylvan?
I think so.
I like that the chat's like, how many people on campus speak Sylvan? We need them in our party. Awesome. Yeah. So at least on the outside of the tower, you can't really make out anything that makes sense. You see individual words, but there's just not enough out here to show. But it does look like it is entirely sealed up. Whether or not it's airtight inside is another question. But if there's probably less issues inside if you can find a way in.
Ooh.
Huh. Okay. Aqua, how do we get in?
I don't know. I've never gone inside before. My mother said to avoid this place, but I can't do that anymore with what's happening.
To avoid this place? Well, that's not a good sign to begin with, but you know what? Let's figure this out. All right. Celeste, how do you open the door?
That's a really good question.
I'm glad
Do I know that?
I mean, you can investigate if you want to.
I will do that.
All right. Yeah, do some, give me an investigation check.
A nat 20.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Boo, 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 boo.
Okay. So you swim your way around. Actually, you know what? Is there something that stands out to you that you think might be like an option of Celeste? Like, would Celeste be like blow it up or looking for a door or like a key? Like, what's Celeste looking for?
She's looking for how old is this tower looking?
Old. This is
Okay.
like you can actually you would know this immediately because you're from the Fae. So this tower is probably thousands of years old, like maybe 3,000 years old even.
Okay.
It's ancient.
Okay.
Very like if you knew I mean, you know this, the aesthetics of Fae culture, you'd be like, oh wow, brutalism again. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's, in this style, you can date it really easily.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I really love the idea of Fae brutalism.
Can you imagine Fae brutalism? Oh, I hate brutalism. It's such a gross style.
I love it because it's so bad to look at.
I love it because it's terrible to look at.
Impact font.
Oh god, it's like comic. No, it's not Comic Sans. It's definitely Impact. Anyways, continue.
Cool. Okay, so she's kind of like running her hands and stuff along the outside and looking at all of the cracks and sort of the crumbling bits of the tower because she knows that being so old, obviously it has it's worn and torn, but there can be like hidden crevices or hidden things that are meant to blend in and look like they're old, but they're actually not really old. So she's doing a lot of like that kind of.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, no, I got this. So you managed to find an area sort of, I want to say it's like the third tier up. So you're about halfway up the tower. And you find a section that looks like it was protected a little bit by some early on debris. So some debris from where the higher levels fell down. But as a result, it sort of protected this chunk from the currents. And when you read the text there, you notice that there's a grammatical error. Like it's just not right. Something is off. That's not how you say it. And when you run your fingers over it, you hear a door move.
Yes.
You guys watch as a stone door slides up, revealing an entrance inside. It does look like it was flooded inside, but it's just completely dark in there. The complication here is that Aqua in her current form will not be able to fit through.
Well, goodness, the door is open. Looks back and forth at Aqua and the door.
I can watch out here. You should still be able to talk to me if you need to.
Will it be safe with this door open, do you think?
For you or for me?
Either.
I'll protect it.
I trust you.
Here, hang on. And she turns in on herself and she brings her teeth to one of her scales and she rips it off. It is like a opalescent, beautiful scale. And when she does, a little bit of blood fills the water. Definitely not a painless thing for her to do. And she brings it to you and she drops it as much as she can into your palm. It kind of floats between you. And she says, you can use this if you need to talk to me.
Okay. You should get.
It's like a pretty big, like it's like the palm of your hand.
It's like a cell phone.
Yeah, it's like a hello, Aqua there.
It's funny. It's really to scale, huh?
This is like earlier, when I almost made the joke about seeing her like this as a wet dream.
I'm glad you said that you almost made that joke earlier, as if.
But then I wrote it down so I could tell you later, but I didn't want to ruin the drama of the scene by saying it.
Artful, honestly.
It's all I can do. Look, I can't control how. Yeah, I can't control myself. Okay, yeah. So you have a scale to be able to communicate with Aqua, and you have a very small little doorway that you guys can swim into. It is not lit in there though.
All right, who can cast light? Oh.
I cannot.
Oh shit! We did not plan this well.
Well, I can manage up to a certain distance, but oh, okay. So when you say darkness, is it like total darkness where?
Oh yeah, like you're underwater and it's completely pitch dark inside space.
So with having dark vision, and blind sight, and within 10 feet at least of that, so I can treat darkness as dim light. So I can still kind of see in here.
Yep. So Char's not bad. Char's, it's not the easiest, but you can certainly make it out. And with your blind sight, you can basically make sure you guys don't run into any walls. It'll just be hard to make out the details of any writing, but maybe there's a solution further in.
And this is all still swimming, right?
Yeah.
Well,
but now you guys can grab onto the walls and pull yourselves through, so it's a little bit less difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trying to see what options I may have. I don't think I have anything that can light up anything on me. Let's see. Go ahead.
Lark's gonna cast Sacred Flame and like light up the room for a second, and then kind of like shrug, like.
That's all I got.
Does it work underwater?
I don't think there's anything against Sacred Flame.
Oh.
No, there's not anything.
It's a flame-like radiance.
That is so sick.
So yeah, and it's a cantrip. So so Lark is like, you guys are definitely just making do the best you can. Lark's kind of like every so often drops one of these like sacred flames in front of you, and there's this like surge of radiant energy that kind of guides you to the next point. So Char, you've got to kind of point her towards different directions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roll me just a d20, Laura. See how successful your aim is, since you can't actually see.
Well, I mean, it would be dim light with a sacred flame from behind at least. Like, there's at least some reference.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
Mm-hmm.
But what's my dark vision do?
Oh, you do have dark vision.
Yes, I do.
There you go. So, well done. That means that you can see as if it is dim light in here, so same as Char. So yeah, that combined with your 15 means that you actually managed to kind of put these sacred flames in the right location and not damage the structural integrity of the tower as you work your way.
Shades of gray, up to 60 feet.
Cool. So you managed to kind of, again, you had to start with the tower circles up, and now that you're inside, you're in this, again, like looping system. If you've ever seen one of those, I don't know what they're called, peace walks or whatever, the things where you meditate and you walk in a circle. Do you know what these are called?
Yeah. Well, are they a labyrinth?
It's sort of like a labyrinth, but not actually, like, it's just one path that snakes. So it's not actually like you always end up at your destination. It's like a little bit of a meandering path.
It's always the scenic route.
Always the scenic route. Yeah. I forget what they're called. They have a lot of like churches and meditation things. But anyways, you follow this. Again, you have to swim your way around. And you've eventually emerged into the center of the tower, which is entirely open. So it's like, if you imagine like a really tall like hotel that has the open area in the center that goes all the way up, that's effectively what you're looking at. So you see all these balconies, all these spaces where people could come in on different levels. It looks like probably there are lots of these little entryways like the one you came through. And yeah, they all open into this huge 300-foot opening.
Is there Sylvan written on the walls still inside?
Yeah, in this area there don't seem to be as many, but down the hallways you were swimming down, there was tons. So as you guys were swimming, again, you couldn't make out too much with except when those sacred flames are around. But you basically this you could write a thesis on this. There's so much content in here. It's like a history of the Feywilds. Yeah, it's incredible. It's an archaeological find.
I got it.
It would be harder to find out something useful because of how much content there is.
Okay.
So, my brain stopped thinking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt either.
That's okay. Yeah, you find yourself here. It's the water is very still here. Do you perception check? Okay. Actually, let's see if you guys.
Did we also do know about like how there was like a blinking gem or like something like that? You said like there was one that was like kind of flickering out of like 7.
Yeah. It's outside.
It's outside.
You can see it from the outside, but yeah, I didn't mention it, but yes, you would have seen it.
Okay.
I got an 18 for perception.
Ooh.
I got a 9. I got a strong 9.
Ooh. Strong, independent 9.
19.
Nice. So actually pretty much at the same time, both Lark and Celeste, you guys look up and then you look down, and at the very base of this tower, you see a huge crystal outcropping. It's big crystal, and it's like almost like it looks like it's like shooting up towards you. Like it's
What color is it?
It's hard to tell from here. It looks like it's just like quartz.
Okay.
So like kind of like clear to whitey in places. But it's huge. Like again, probably like I was gonna say as tall as Char, but it's way taller than Char. It's like 10 Chars stacked on top of each other.
That looks important.
And then Char's like, you guys tell Char, and he's just like, where? It's huge.
I don't
I
see
love
it.
that. I love the thing where somebody's just like, it's the biggest blank. Where?
I would have saw it if we went by it already. So where is it? I'm looking up only. Sometimes left and right. Oh. I did miss it.
Yeah. So you have to swim down to get to it, but you certainly can if you want to.
I need to see it.
Hey, Celeste, you start swimming towards it. Shit, I hate. Okay, hang on, let me think here. Give me a strength save.
Oh boy. An 8.
Celeste is like, ooh, pretty, and starts swimming down towards it. And as you do, the others sort of see this happening around you. You see like it almost starts roiling, almost like you imagine boiling water looks like, but it's not hot. And then all of a sudden it like geysers Celeste up and she just shoots past you.
It burped me off.
Like it's like geysered up into the ceiling. Luckily the ceiling is high enough you just float and then you're like, ooh, you can swim your way. You're fine. Like,
Wait.
this is a fun game.
But am I still attached to Char by rope?
Yes. How long's the rope?
Okay, so
I'm guessing not that long.
How far did you swim down? Because at that point, I would be aware of what you were doing, and I might be aware and make this not be the case.
So how long is the rope?
I mean, all ropes will be in a pack for 50 feet.
50.
But I don't
so
think
with a
I
little
tied
bit
it.
of time, space.
I think I
45.
probably tied it at maybe like 10 feet in between.
Okay, so you definitely feel Celeste going downward, but she's swimming with such enthusiasm. Luckily, you guys sort of end up like catching each other. So like Char's here, Celeste is going down, and then she shoots up, and then you sort of slow her from hitting the ceiling. I imagine Lark just looks at you guys like you're like bumbling dorks.
If it wasn't for the vision of being dark in here, I would take you off the rope. But I'm not actually that upset. That was kind of fun. Let's do it again.
This is awesome.
Like an off-leash dog park.
Oh my God. This is not safe in most situations.
So she seems fine. Like all it did was basically shoot her away like a geyser of water. It was kind of fun.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna sink down too. Let's do that one more time and see if we can get closer to that.
You guys do it at the same time?
Yes. Yeah.
What's Lark doing? She's like, wait, unmute.
Lark is not in a good mood. She will like go down, but I'm not being sucked down with Celeste. No.
Okay, so you kind of hang out at, you know, a little distance away.
Yep.
Char and Celeste, give me strength saves again. As you try to swim with all of your might.
An 8 again. I have negative strength, so.
So Char is smaller and doesn't manage to get quite as close as Celeste does. Celeste, you basically do the same thing. You're like again, like a child. So you try to recreate it exactly. That was perfect height, perfect everything. But this time Char is now beside you, and you're both like, whoa! And there's like a rope between you. Fly past Lark, who unimpressedly watched.
Put your hands up!
It's more fun when you put your hands up.
It's fine. You know, it was more fun the first time when I wasn't expecting it. Second time, it's frustrating because I am trying to get past it. Third time is gonna be bad if I do it again. Okay. Well, do we need to go to this crystal? I'm guessing so, because it's stopping us. I'm just gonna I'm gonna sink as I say that back down to where we were.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have anything to look at in particular that you know to do. This is like totally unexplored territory. It is seemingly a really important thing, but you can't swim at it directly, so you have to find another way.
Is there any other like space between where we can drop down, or is it like can we only see it from above?
Can you only see it from above? No, you can see it from the sides. Like if you kind of go around, it seems like it's basically if you get within a certain distance of any of the crystal. So you can kind of swim down if you go right along the edges of the tower. You can get down a little bit closer. But it does occur to you that if you do get close enough to activate this thing, it's going to push you back into that wall. And that would probably be pretty painful.
Yeah, it sure would be. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have any abilities to, I don't know, detect magic or anything kind of like that. Discuss your plan.
I have nothing. I we got to do something with this thing. I think there's nothing else in here. All the stuff I want to do is stuff I can't. Anyone have any magic that they can try to do that's worth doing?
No. If the crystal is a living being, I could cast minor illusion, but it's not, so that's not relevant at all.
I mean,
I
sometimes.
have.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna yell at you later. I have create or destroy water. If we pull it into a bubble of air and rise it to the surface, we can maybe have people who are smarter than us look at it. We don't have to keep it here, do we?
I'm not sure. Can it carry like a 30-foot large crystal? That's my
Yeah.
concern. I fucking
Yes.
hope so.
It absolutely can.
And this is, you said it was create or shape water or whatever it was?
Create or destroy water. That is a 30-foot cube. I could take all the water out of it if we could detach it and bring it up to the surface.
I mean, the only issue is if we make anything worse by removing the crystal from this ancient
How are we going to make
tower.
things worse? I mean, the actual people
Classic
who are running
D&D
this
answer.
school are already making things worse.
That's true, but you never know the Fae. They put a
But
crystal
so
in
if
an
we take
ancient
the
tower.
crystal out of here, then they can't turn this swamp or river into a beach. We're kind of running on fumes, considering that we don't really know what's going on. If we want to get this crystal out and assume that if we take it out, that this river that Aqua lives in will not be able to be changed into something that is not her habitat, because she lives in a river, and if they changed into a beach, then that would significantly affect her. At least if we get it out of here, maybe someone could study it. I mean, I have mending, I have message. I could get teachers down to the beach side. We don't have to bring it to them. They could come here. Not the river side. Sorry, not to the beach side. The river side. We're not that smart. We're first years. Like, we need someone else to be able to help us. Like, we cannot. I'm not saying that we call is old, but I mean, it's great for us coming down here and finding this crystal and trying to do something with it, but we don't know enough. We need someone else to help us. Maybe that Enris, or third years, or Anya, or Vera, or Cal, or whoever it is, but we need more help than we currently have, and more knowledge than we currently have between us.
We do have
We
one
don't know.
other person. And I take out the scale. Hey, Aqua, I'm trying to put this on speakerphone. Can everyone hear you? Hello?
Oh, I think they can only hear if they touch it.
All right, everyone, come over. Hand on scale.
Okay.
Everyone do your scales. Al taught you that. Hi. What's it like in there?
Dark. And there's a big crystal that's shooting us away from itself, like it's being protected.
Oh.
Do you know anything else about this tower? Like like the crystal that's in here? I know that the door was shut for however long.
Well, I didn't know there was a crystal, but I know it's at an important place. I know that there are a few places like this. That's why my mom picked this lake, that they're connected to the Feywild.
Okay.
Like, the magic from the Feywild is like a river, and I think maybe this might turn the river.
Okay. I turn to the other two in here with me. Can either of you do any sort of magic detection or any spells for detect magic?
Not really.
It's much less like, there's clearly magic. What do you want me to detect? It's right there. Boom, that's magic. Done.
I'm not saying this will work at all, but I'm like, I could shout into the ether to see if Silver Tongue tells me if we should pull this out or not.
I don't know if that's a bad idea, actually. So if you
Do
say,
it.
Silver Tongue's your Feywild person, right?
Yeah.
Daddy.
The only trick is, I mean, 50% chance that he lies and tells me that. But hey, it's worth a try.
I think it is.
Sure. Let's do a performance, because as you know in the past that he tends to listen to you best when you kind of play it up, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, my great say, you know what I mean? Like, he likes it. It's a little ego boost.
All right.
Yeah, so what do you do or say to convince him to help?
Well, I'm like, okay, so I take a deep breath, and then I twirl really fast in the water, and I'm like, oh, mighty Fey patron of the Fey wilds, tell me. And I'm like, should we pull this giant crystal from its resting place? Oh, and I wait there for a few moments.
And you like lay there because you're in the water. You can sort of like dramatically lay.
Yes.
Before an answer is given at all, like as that said, I tap your shoulder and say, do you want to ask it something that's not a yes or no question? Because that's a 50-50 shot right there. And if you can infer a different answer off of that, if they're going to lie, I don't know. I'm kind of worried that they might just say, yes, you should. And we'll do it. And then the place will explode or something.
From my lying position, I'm like, too late, already asked.
Fuck.
Okay, so you want to know whether he thinks you should take the crystal out.
Yeah, in retrospect, it's probably not well asked, is it?
Well, now I'm like thinking like, what would he say? Like, because I have to figure out what he'd say, and then like, what does he actually think, and then whether or not he's lying to you about what he thinks.
Yeah.
Or does he
Layers.
understand what this crystal is? And it's like, wait, that could be damning to us. Please don't. Like, can we? I want to infer like his urgency, his like, yeah, take it. I know I can't do that myself, but
Yeah. You. How does he usually communicate with you? In words or symbols or?
It's kind of a mix of both, but I guess when I'm remote, it can be either kind of like a voice in your head. It can be as clear as a voice in your head, or it can be some vague symbol. It's kind of like, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. You. Oh gosh, fake creatures are so weird. I want to make them weird. What race is he again?
Well, he would be I guess like a elvish kind of Fae.
Like, yeah, Ladrin or something.
Yeah.
Laura's like, what?
I'm sorry, no, because I already know that he's like half Shigure, half
Howl's moving castle.
Howl, and I'm already in love with him. Don't ask me. I will not have anything sensible to say because I already love him. I know. Sorry. Just every time you mention it, I'm like, sorry. I have nothing useful to put into this conversation. Ignore any faces I make.
Just very very flushed. Lurk would be sweaty if you could be sweaty underwater. He's still your tongue for a reason. Wink. You see a flash of yourself like 400 feet tall, and you're standing here and you like reach down and you grab the crystal and you just yank it out like it's nothing.
Okay. And I'm like, okay, but is that a good idea? Tell me.
He doesn't say anything else.
Why have I not learned? Okay.
I feel like it's like a genie. Like no matter what you do,
Yeah.
you're not gonna ask the right question. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna.
Yeah.
So things you can do to get a little bit more information as well. Aqua seems to know a little bit about the Fae. If you, Celeste, if you want to roll like some more history, you do know some history of the Fae Wilds. You might be able to use that to some degree to figure out what this thing is.
No, I cannot in this state.
In this state?
I got a 3.
Oh.
Can I offer any assistance
Sorry.
I
I was gonna say you can roll with advantage because you're from the Feywild.
Got it.
You
That
can try again if you want, but
and I've been reading a lot of books, so I'm here going through other options just out loud nearby. So maybe I'm helping or making it worse. I don't know.
Got an 18.
hey, look at that. Char, give me a history roll as well since you've been reading.
Ooh, thank you. I will
Yours
take.
gonna come from a different angle.
That is sweet. I will take a nice 15 on the die. That is my
Just
my
a
roll.
nice little 15. Okay, so I'll do Char's first because it's quicker. So Char, you have been studying the shit out of dragons, like just eating that dragon lore up. And you've been sort of, obviously you've been thinking about Aqua, and as you hold her scale in your hand, you have a theory about what kind of dragon she might be. And you think she might be a moonstone dragon.
I read it in chat and I was like, that is probably fucking right.
Yep. Yeah. Ducky fucking knows. Ducky knows his fucking lore. What did you roll again?
15.
15. Okay. So there's a few reasons you think this might be the case. Usually, she doesn't necessarily fit into the kind of archetype of personality wise, but you know for a fact, like that's like people saying all races are one way.
Yeah.
That's always kind of strange. But you know that she does favor illusion and enchantment spells, which would make sense. And you did see that breath weapon that she used, that basically puts creatures to sleep and then gives them dreams of her. So you're pretty sure that's what she is. But one of the things that stands out to you about what you've read is that the rumors are that the Moonstone dragons were actually first born in the Feywild. They were gemstone dragons of other types, like maybe quartz, like it is here. And then one of them fled to the Feywild and had their first clutch there. And that's sort of the history. So Aqua may in fact have a connection to the Feywild, whether or not she's aware of it. To what Celeste knows, and remind me what you got, 18?
Yep.
Woohoo! So you had to learn a lot of Fey history because your patron likes to talk about himself, basically. So you know that the last great war between the Fae and the humans, or creatures on this plane, let's say, ended about 85 years ago. So still fairly recent for a lot of species, but also, generationally for others, quite long. And basically what happened is that a whole bunch of humans and elves wanted to hold power, and they didn't like the Fae beings, just had a closer connection to magic and thus were able to manipulate it to their cause. And what they did was sort of systematically destroy as many portals to the Feywild as they could, to cut off people. So a lot of the people who live in this world now are people who were trapped here. They didn't kind of have a choice. But there are a few locations that have been protected, basically, that like the Fae protected. So we know Quickmore is about a day's from here, and Quickmore still has a portal to the Feywild. So there were a few paths where people could go back home. But you know that there are also just certain locations in the world that were always had portals. Like whether or not there was an active portal, they had a connection to the Feywild. And the way that this crystal feels and the fact that it's connected to the magic of the Feywild, you have to assume it's one of them. Like this has got to be one of those inactive portals. Like something is pulling magic from the Feywild through what used to be a portal. And if it's doing that, maybe this crystal is part of that. Doesn't necessarily tell you whether or not you should unplug it or not, or whether you can. Maybe you have to destroy it. But you do get the sense that this is an ancient thing, and it exists here, and it stays here for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. I convey this knowledge.
Celeste is just like, here we go, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
By wild lore. Of course, your lore all comes from like the terrible humans, jealous of our ways. Like it's because of course the human one is all like those terrible fae. Anyways.
I love
Your
these
version all
themes.
comes from material people suck.
Yeah.
Fair.
Material girl on a material world.
The crystal here is also making me think, does this crystal have any relation to the glowing gemstones outside, or the gemstone that glows outside?
That's probably a good guess. Do you want to go outside and take a look at it? Or you can ask Aqua too.
I'm going to, yes. Aqua, please keep an eye on the rude. Keep an eye on the gemstones on the what is it, just on like a slab with a little bit of like a carved thing to connect them in some way?
The lights, the crystal lights.
Yeah.
They're at the top, so they're kind of
very
like
top, okay.
yeah, it's like it's sort of like if you imagine like almost like lighthousey, that kind of energy.
Okay.
So she'll have to go up to do it, but she's fast. It won't take her that much work to do. And they're in a circle, so around the top layer, the round part of the very, very top of the tower, they're all kind of like 7 lights around.
And the one that was blinking, is it still blinking, or is it like flickering?
What a great question.
Or was it when we went down?
So Aqua goes back up and takes a look at them, and she says, there's still 7 crystals, but one of them is blackened now. It was the one that was blinking before. And the different one is lit up now.
Which one's lit up?
She tells you which one it is in the circle, but I'm going to tell you that doesn't matter because I'm not paying attention.
Okay, I was going to say, because as long as it's not this one, I'm guessing they're correlating with where they are positioned.
Yeah.
So, as long as it's not in the same spot as where we are currently at, then I don't think we need to be here, but this is...
No. So when you relay to her that you're wondering if it's based on location, she says that none of the ones on the south-facing side are lit up. They all seem inactive. The blackened one is to the north, and the one that's glowing now is to the northwest.
Northwest. Okay, so we're at the complete opposite side of where we need to be. Well, not need to be, but I guess...
You're away from danger, basically. This one isn't currently in use, it seems like.
Okay. So that's good to know. I don't know if that crystal down at the bottom is going to have anything to do with it, but I think that might be the catalyst of what's pouring the magic out. I'm saying this like outwardly, so whoever can hear is also. So I think as long as this tower is not being breached, and I think that something is manipulating the crystal, maybe. This is a hypothesis off the top of my brain, so this is probably wrong at some point, but I think that someone is manipulating the crystal to, or use its magic power, or because it's you get near it and it shoots you away with some sort of force, so it must be trying to output some sort of magic, and knowing the history that Celeste was pulling, he starts hyperventilating.
Oh, Char.
He starts sinking back down to the bottom.
It's hard to
going back up.
hyperventilate underwater.
It's going in a lot slower, and it doesn't feel like air.
Char starts sinking because he's freaking out, and then all of a sudden shoots by you again because he got too close to it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so that's what you know. It's probably a good thought that this crystal is connected to the power source, whether or not you destroy it or not. You also don't have to decide today. Like you said, there's no it doesn't seem like this one's currently active, and if it was north and northwest, maybe the next one will be west. Like, it's hard to know for sure, but
fingers crossed.
Like, in your head, this seems to be one of the later ones.
I want to make note of that before I forget, actually.
Yeah. So you're welcome to keep doing more exploration if you guys want to try to read more of the Sylvan or gather information that you can take back to the school and do more research, talk to more people. You can certainly do that. Or you can just, shoot it. Classic D&D style. Up to you.
Y'all, I think we need to go back to the school and close the door to this place if it's possible. I think that we're not at the place where the next event's going to happen. I think it's over across the school from us.
Yeah, okay.
Once everyone's collected everything, can I ask them to give them to me, or
Sorry, to give what to you?
all the copies of that they've made of the sketchings, the way that the walls look, the way that
Copies of all the notes
crystal
that are
Well,
taken.
copies of everything, anything.
Unfortunately, it's going to be very hard to make copies of things because you were underwater and the paper will not allow you to write on it.
Oh yes.
So
Then I will wait till we go up.
you can remember, you'll have to either remember it, you can try to find some stuff to take you. If you only kind of went through the one entryway, you could go to the top and see if there's anything up there to salvage, or
I do want to go into the top entrance if possible, because if there's a secondary area that isn't connected into this room here, near the top where those other crystals are, I don't know. That might be sick. It might have a treasure chest.
Everyone loves treasure chests.
Who doesn't? I've been playing Elden Ring. I love
Aqua
that
has a favorite treasure chest that she it has a magical spell, so it always is full of oxygen, and then whenever she opens it, it bubbles like a.
It's like the cape
in
of
a fish
billowing.
tank.
That's so good. I honestly,
She's like, this is my favorite toy.
I can now picture Aqua being like, I really like when the rocks are really pretty colors, and I like when I have a little castle I can sleep in that like kind of fits me perfectly. That's not like an actual castle. And there's actually this
Not
really
real.
tall scuba guy over here.
This is my scuba friend. It's actually a corpse of someone, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Squishy and waterlogged.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think right now, are we all in agreement that we're gonna be heading back and maybe trying one of the upper doors and heading back after though?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I stopped listening after heading back. maybe if we just get to like the surface and we could write things down, and then if you guys want to keep going, then maybe I could go to my own sources and try and start to get some information while you guys go and get some more information. I would rather not continue to be in the water.
Let's go right now. Let's go right now. Don't worry about that.
On the plus side, you're gonna have beachy ass curls when you get out of here.
Oh, well, actually.
Beachy. All right. Well, it's like I said, it's pretty easy to swim in here because there's really no force except for the thing. Actually, do you guys want to swim towards it and use that to shoot you up to the top?
Yes.
I look over.
Out.
Fastest way out. Okay, pull you into the.
So Char and Celeste look at each other and then start swimming down as fast as they can, trying to get as close as they can to the crystal. Give me some strength saves. Are you going out the way you came in?
Is
Mark?
it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just leaving. I don't care if it's the fast. I feel good if I am leaving.
Cool. Okay, so Lark is heading out the way you
As long as
came
I'm
in.
leaving.
You've got dim vision, so you're good. You're good to go. You make your way outside, no trouble. How'd those strength saves go?
10.
13.
19.
Shit. Char, so you guys are gonna shoot up, you're gonna shoot away from it. It's gonna happen.
Yep.
But Char, you're like, yes, I got this. You're
Boogie
swimming like a
boarding.
badass, and you manage to actually brush your fingers over the edge of the crystal. It feels soft and smooth and a little bit warm, like it's like humming. It's got this little, almost like a heartbeat.
Gosh.
It's like this is a little hum.
The second I touch it, the second I brush my hand on it, I think in the back of my head, I think, please treat us well. We have your back too, just in case it can hear me. I don't know what can hear me these days. I can't trust anything.
I don't know what speaks anymore, so I talk to everything. So yeah, you brush your fingers over it, smooth, strong, with that nice hum of energy. And then all of a sudden the bubbles come around you and they shoot you guys up towards the ceiling. You fly by Celeste because you are smaller, and you basically land perfectly against the ceiling. So like you're flying up, and then you spin around and land on the ceiling like a badass. Like, oh, looks
Upside down
like I'm
superhero
cool.
landing. I do the upside down superhero landing. Very good.
So it looks like you guys are on.
This is your poser. What do you mean a poser?
I like to
Like
pose.
men like
I like to pose.
like a,
You're
like
a
a
poser.
superhero pose, you know?
like a superhero pose. I don't
You know,
do
like
that.
a cool.
No, you do, but you do.
Give me this one thing. Bubbles.
Delightful. Okay, so you guys are at the top Celeste and Char. Oh my gosh, Celeste and Char are at the top of the tower now.
Yeah.
On the inside, and you get the sense that this is basically where Aqua is. She's on the outside, kind of surrounding this area. Because you can see the other end of the crystals that are kind of like stuck through the wall. It looks like the same kind of crystal that's in the floor, actually. And it's just a smaller version that's like maybe a foot long, and it's kind of stuck so you can see the base of it, and then outside would see the main bulk of it.
Neat. I'm gonna touch the blackened crystal if I can.
Yeah, and it feels like nothing. It's still that smooth, kind of. It feels a little bit more maybe like you have a sense of brittleness maybe to it. But it doesn't hum in the same way.
I touch the glowing one. Does that hum at that point?
The glowing one, when you touch it, makes you feel like you touched an electric fence. You don't take any damage, but like you get this feeling of like, and you kind of have to like shiver through it.
Not good when you're underwater. Okay, don't touch that one.
Yeah, it's not real electricity, so you don't get electrocuted, but it feels the way electricity feels.
Okay, so are we on land yet?
We can
Lark,
flash
you
to
are. Lark has swum out the side and up to the surface, and you're sitting on the edge of the rocks waiting for them to come up.
I have a pack, as always, with some food. I don't know if it's tacos or waffles, whatever. There's food in there. And I'm gonna eat, and I'm going to start drawing and writing everything that I saw.
Mhm.
Waiting for corroborating evidence.
Beautiful.
If you could.
You can also note where exactly the tower is in the lake, because the very, very handy thing about the school map is that it says you are here, so you can find your way around. So if you mark the map at where the tower is, you could always find it from above the surface.
Yep. I'm marking the map. I'm writing detailed notes. I'm drawing sketches on like how the crystal looked. Estimating distances on how far down it was. Like anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Lark's relatively artistic, so this would be like her sketches and stuff would not be absolute crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drawing isn't her best forte, but they would be very, yeah, everything. Page after page, turning, more maps, more details, more.
Yep.
Can
Okay.
Celeste be peeking over and be like, put in the part about the vision of me being like tall and grabbing the crystal?
You're still underwater, but when you come up, you can definitely remind her. Like, remember the part where I was 300 feet tall?
I'll put a bubble in there, and like as I'm writing, I'll look to Celeste. Like, is this what it? Like you were tall, like, and I'll try and like draw something like a really tall Celeste. Like, is this what it looked like? Like where your fingers, so you were tall, but your fingers were the same length, like regular length fingers, not long fingers, regular fingers.
It was like in a large person, but like
in a large person, but all of your things were in proportions, like regular finger
large
size
proportional person. Yeah.
Large proportional person. Okay. All right. Okay. Did I miss anything?
No, you take excellent notes that you guys can refer to later.
So before we went up to the surface, or at least me and
yeah,
Celeste,
you and Celeste are still down there.
Are we able to make sure the tower is shut and sealed the way it was before?
Good question. So you can have Aqua go down and push the same button that Celeste did, and it will close the doorway that Lark went through.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'd have Lark close it on her way out.
True.
And then as far as you can tell, I mean, you haven't done like a really deep review to see if there's any cracks or anything like that, but you closed the door you came through.
It sounds like it's foreboding, but I don't know.
Yeah, so there's 7 crystals in the tower. They're all facing different directions. One of them is blackened.
Yep.
One of them is glowing currently, and then the other 5 are all just like standard quartzy, and they do have that hum to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did just as a recounting, was the the blackened crystal, that one that's blackened now, when it was glowing, it was flickering on and off, kind of, right?
It was I think she described it as similar to like a heartbeat. So like it wasn't like flickering so much as it was pulsing. Same as the energy felt, actually.
Okay, so that seems like that was like, something bad's gonna go down once that started to pulse.
Yeah,
okay.
And it makes sense that if the crystal cracked, maybe something happened here, right?
Yep.
When the shield broke.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So it feels weird.
Yeah, you guys are at the top layer. If you want, you can basically go through a smaller meditation walkthrough thing to get out to the top again. Seal it up behind you.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
And you guys head up towards Lark. On your way, you do notice several sea creatures that seem to be watching you, including one very cool-looking octopus.
I wave.
It waves to you. It's like, oh!
Oh!
It's like purpley and blue. It's cool.
Ooh, not for long. It won't be. It'll be changing, or maybe it won't. I don't know.
I mean, they're
so
like
cool.
the best chameleons ever.
Truly are. Truly are.
I'm gonna head off and take every single sketch. I'm gonna take them all to Cal, but I'm gonna tell Char, if you drag me underwater again, I will end you.
I won't. That's fine.
Thank you.
Wave as you run off.
Goodbye. She'll wave goodbye as well. She'll wave goodbye as well. She's not that angry.
Okay, so yeah, Lark, you still have to unfortunately swim back to land, but at least it's not kind of too difficult. You're kind of in an island on the middle. So once everyone comes up, you check with them, and you head back to shore.
I am going to say, as I am never going back underwater again. If this comes up in future episodes, I am never.
What
He's
if
just
we
like, I'm quitting
No.
my survival class. No more water.
What if we got you a bubble that surrounded you, so you didn't need to be submerged?
I've already done the drowning classes. I passed them. I've done them. I don't need to go near. I already passed my drowning classes. I do not need to go near water anymore. I've had enough. Plenty of water. Too much.
I hope this doesn't stop you from drinking water.
Yeah, it's essential.
Kind of is.
Stop trying to be nice, Char.
So
Oh, good. Don't cry. I'm sorry. I wasn't actually that mad. I just thought I'm so sorry. I'm not actually that bad. I'm sorry. I wasn't actually not. I didn't mean to yell at you. I just meant to be firm. I meant to be like, I'm trying to, I'm working on my my firmness, and it wasn't supposed to come across mean. I just really don't like water, and I was just like, oh, I don't like water, and I guess maybe when I said that I don't like water and don't bring me underwater, then it came. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
No, I
you
just
okay?
don't want you to be traumatized.
I think it's a bit late for that. I think it's
That's
a bit
fair.
late, but I appreciate you not wanting more trouble. That means a lot to me. But hey, you're kind of dating a dragon, aren't you? You're kind of dating a dragon, aren't you? Aren't you? You are.
What
aren't
does
you?
it? What does
Aren't
it
you?
mean to date?
Oh, I think maybe you're asking the wrong person, but from the books that I've read, I think it just means that dating is doesn't necessarily involve any sort of sexual things, but can involve things like just like going out for dinner or talking, getting to know each other.
Oh, I was it was like when I was like at the start of the school and I was dating Nori, you, and Moss. That doesn't sound right.
No,
No, I
no, it
think
sounds
that,
perfect.
no, sorry, yeah, that's really, really close. But I think like dating has like a romantic connotation to it. Like you date someone that you feel, romantic towards, right? So like, so me and Nori, like that's not romantic. That's just like friendship. But dating is someone that you feel romantic towards. That you do those kinds of nice things to make that person happy, like going out for dinner or um it-
Oh,
dancing
I,
and
I did dance. I did dance.
yeah, yeah. See, I don't.
Human culture and normal civilization culture is different and it's strange. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
learning
you're
and it
right. It
feels
is
different.
all very, very different. Very different.
Char's gonna need
Very
to start.
different.
Those how to date books are very popular in the library. Very popular.
I can never rent them. They're always gone.
There's actually a very specific series called How to Date Your Dragon. That you never really read because it seemed very focused, but
Zara, I think Zara has most of them. I mean,
Zara?
if you knock on her door, like I'm
Called out.
friends with her. Like if you want, like I could ask her. I'm pretty sure she's probably rented like most of them. She probably has them, and if she hasn't rented them, I'm sure she probably has copies. Like I could get you a copy, though. Some of them are very explicit in nature. And
Zara's,
some of them,
Zara's my character on the server, and she has advantage to find any naughty book in a library.
Advantage to
and some of
spicy.
them,
Advantage to spicy books.
it is spicy is an understatement. Spicy is an understatement. They are, I mean, they're an experience in and of themselves, I suppose. Though I mean, I don't think you have to worry about it, because I think you and Aqua are kind of on a really similar experience level. I don't think you need to know more than she knows, and I'm not sure. I mean, maybe she does, but if you guys are kind of on a similar experience level, then you guys can learn together, right? You don't have to. You can just
Have
do
to
it
what?
all.
I don't want to
Um,
overcomplicate
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. So
Ever.
why don't you start? Just start with asking her out for a nice dinner. And then hang on, and then I think it's nice if you ask her out and it's your idea. Then maybe you could pay for it.
I would cook it myself.
Or you could do that. I know the dorms are really busy sometimes, and she might want something a little more off campus and quiet. And then I don't know, maybe bring her like a gift, like maybe some flowers, or if you take her for dinner, you could bake her like something for dessert. Or you could bring her like a little cake or something for her, or maybe like some really pretty shells that kind of look like her scales, or something that reminds you of her, or something nice like that you bring with you. And then I think, like, if it was me, I would like that. And then maybe when you're at dinner, then just ask her questions about herself. Don't talk too much about yourself. I mean, talk about yourself. I mean, but also ask her questions about herself, and get to know her, and then the things that she likes, and then once you learn the things that she likes, then you can maybe use those things like on a second date if the first date goes well. And then if you learn that she really likes bluebells, then you can bring her bluebells on the second date, because you learned that on the first date, and that shows that you care and you were listening. Does that
That sounds like second nature, and so I think I'm glad to know. I
Okay.
just wasn't aware of the process. And he starts just looking down,
Yeah.
like trying to like calculate in his head, like, so if I do dinner here and then dessert before,
Yeah,
no, after.
Why don't you just like do like just one step at a time rather than working it all out. Just focus on the first step, and that after this is done, you will ask her out to dinner. That's the first step. Just Aqua, I really like you. Would you like to have dinner with me? Just start with that. Start with that.
Aqua, we got dinner with me.
Would you like to have dinner with me?
Would you have a dinner like with me? Okay.
No,
Perfectly
Aqua,
got it.
I really like you. Would you like to have dinner with me?
Aqua, I love your dinner with me.
No, stop. You gotta really rein back on that word love. That
Aqua, would you have a dinner with Char, with me?
Are you still
Yes,
holding?
yes.
Are you still holding the scale?
Yes, absolutely. I've at the minute that
Yeah, Celeste is still there too.
yeah.
yeah, just like that. Aqua, would you have dinner with me? Really simple, really easy. And then all it is that for the two of you to get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, does Celeste have any dating advice?
Get her jewelry.
Jewelry.
That's not bad advice.
Shiny jewelry.
Jewelry. Shiny is very good. I do like jewelry, and I do like to give jewelry. I have jewelry to give.
Ooh.
I'm actually taking a note right now to do these things. Give me a second.
Also,
You actually have to write down dating advice.
Shouldn't have
Make sure
advice.
that
There's things to do. Make
that
sure I
can't
do.
hurt.
This is all very fascinating.
Thank you.
According to this, Silvertongue has dated a lot, apparently.
What a scamp.
According to him, he's dated all the hottest ladies.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get some more information on what we've learned. Anything else that you both learn, write it down, make sketches, message me if you have to. Okay, we'll start to work this out before anything bad happens to Aqua's home. Okay,
I wanna figure out why the other one was glowing, so I'm probably gonna look into the the northeast tower.
Yeah, Char, I think you need to just I know you care a lot, but just you need to be careful and make sure that there's somebody with you. Okay?
Yeah.
Please.
Pinky
Okay,
promise.
just,
and it's-
Pinky promise. Okay? Yeah, just don't rush into it. You need to be safe. We're not those stupid what year were they where they were sneaking in trying to kill werewolves? Like, we're not that stupid. Like, okay? We're not those stupid people. We know where our limitations are, and we know if we need help, and don't go beyond it because we have people that can help us. So just learn, write things down, recognize if you need to stop, and I will try and get us help, okay?
I mean, we're already over our heads, and we're quite well over our heads just a few minutes ago, but
I get it.
I just I've never really had friends before, so I just don't want to get friends and then lose friends. So if you guys could just be responsible friends, you just be responsible friends. I would appreciate that. Okay?
you won't be losing us. And I put my arm out like the
I
whole
like the friends that I have.
And Char's like trying to like yeah, and shake his arm like he's like
No,
like
I-
yeah. You're so tall.
I know. No, I mean, like, I'm actually not that tall. I'm just regular height. But, okay. Then I'm going to go off and I'm going to bring all of this shit to Callan. That's the
I
best
mean,
bet.
yeah, sure.
Then if he needs to go, like, then if once he gets it, then he can take it to the other professors, and he will be better received by the other professors than I will.
Mhm.
Even if there was another professor that I would go to,
Did you put in the notes how to open that door?
I put everything in there.
Um,
Everything.
Before you go, remove the notes on how to open the door. Just keep that between us. I don't want anyone else getting in there if they have other means. Please, 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 trust me on that.
You gonna bluff? You're like, yeah, of course.
Keep that note
Yeah.
separate for yourself if you need to.
I had to. No! I don't have. Do I have time to like?
To
Because
dig
Char
through.
doesn't know. Char doesn't know, does he?
I don't know shit.
Char doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Just. I know. Char, just trust me, please.
We pinky into the. I trust you. Go do it.
I promise.
Go. Don't let me hold you up. Go.
Okay. I'm off. Then I'm off.
Alrighty.
Follow my little.
So you aren't gonna actually make it back to campus yet. There's nothing's gonna happen before you go, but you do start heading out. So I'm gonna say you guys had this conversation on that little island, and then you're making your way back. Is there anything that Celeste or Char wants to do before you leave this area? Obviously, Aqua is there as well. She's just kind of like, almost like Loch Nessing, just kind of pops up every once in a while, like sea creature kind of thing. You know, she's around, but she's just kind of swimming.
I think all I would do while I'm still over here would be say my goodbyes to Aqua and run off to look up more about the northwest area of this.
Are you gonna ask her out on a date yet?
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna live through what's going on right now. I'm worried about that. I don't want to put my heart out there and then have it be crushed for both of us.
It's true.
Live in the moment. No one knows if they're gonna live another day. You could die by a billion different means. Ask her out.
Char's too nervous
Sorry,
to do
this
so.
is Lark. Like this is you hear little Lark in your head.
I think as like
Make
we're swimming,
make all the memories that you can. As soon as you can, do them now.
She swims back to shore with you and Celeste, kind of between the two of you. She's pretty quiet for the moment.
I think as we're like getting out of the water, is there? Well, I'm guessing that either Celeste or I will scout ahead to see if there's others out there right now who are like within vision range.
Other students? Or...
Other students, anybody who's walking around out and about.
No, it seems, well, I mean, maybe unsurprisingly, since this whole thing with losing magic just happened, nobody is out here. Like,
Cool.
It's actually the emptiest you've ever seen it. Like, if you guys you couldn't have asked for a better distraction.
Cool.
It's just the three of us. Wow, no one else here. Like literally no one to overhear anything that might happen. Wow.
That sounds like a threat.
If you look to your left, you feel somebody tap you on your right shoulder, and you look, and there's no one there. Fucking Faye.
The fish, the Faye,
I'm
none can be
completely
trusted.
alone. Damn it.
At least give me something good.
You haven't tried your wand yet.
No, it's true. Did you send me another present? I'll save that.
Where do you keep that wand, by the way?
In my pink holster.
Okay, so it's literally just on your hip or something like that.
Like a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Swimming like backstroke. You know, Celeste, I was wondering, you got that new pink holster. What is that for? What does that do?
I have no idea.
Let's try it out before we leave, because I think that'd be funny. Because it sounds like it. I want to see what happens. Personally, I'm being invasive. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's just it could go either way. But okay.
So what do you? So you're gonna try it?
While we're
You
in the
whip it
water.
out.
Yeah.
Because imagine two of you are like back swimming, like you like la la la. You know, Larks run off with like a serious mission, and you guys are like having a nice little swim with your dragon friend.
I love how casual that is.
I support it.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So you're just going to cast using this. What are you doing? Are you shooting it at something? Actually, you know what? You have to shoot it at something. It could be a tree. It doesn't have to be a person, but you have to aim it at something.
Is there a rock on shore? Like a large beach rock?
Yeah.
I will shoot it at that rock.
Cool. Roll me a D100.
Okay.
Tables, yeah. Who doesn't love tables?
A 72?
72, eh? Do you say anything as you do this? Like you aim your glitter wand at the beach.
Please be good.
You scream, "Please be good" at the top of your lungs, and you shake the wand. And on the shore, the rock cracks open as a devastating fireball bursts around it. It is a 20-foot radius sphere, and it just bursts. Some of the trees near the edge of the water start to get a little crispy.
We're just watching from the water.
I
That's what
literally.
you're like, I hope it's good. Giant fireball. Holy shit.
I think I try to like look over at what you cast because I'm like, what type of incantation is that? Ah! What kind of incantation is that? Is the
And please,
response.
can you roll me a d20 as well?
Sure.
Yeah. So that's what happens.
Aqua, fire.
A nat one.
Oh no! You got a nat one. You shoot it and you look at your wand and you're like, "This is so amazing!" And it falls to dust in your hand.
No.
What the fuck?
A round
I
of
did
wonder,
this.
and if you cast a 1, it disintegrates.
I did this.
My wand.
Oh fuck! I was like, "Oh okay." Like someone in the chat's just like, "Did she just get a rod of wonder? It's gone now."
Oh shoot, that's what it was. Oh.
You know what I'm realizing?
So happy.
You know what I'm also realizing? With all the
Oh.
things that Celeste has just like gotten, like those glasses, has Celeste been able to see Aqua as a dragon this whole time?
If you're wearing your glasses, do you put on your glasses? Or are you wearing them?
You know what? To be honest, she probably wouldn't have going underwater.
Yeah. You can take them out. You can put them on when you get back to shore, and Aqua indeed is she like goes down into the water and then she like spurts water onto the trees like she's a little fire hose.
Thanks, Aqua.
Oh, the Fae giveth and the Fae taketh away.
Brutal.
Oh, it sucks.
Oh,
Well-
you know what? That fits your mentor so well, though. To give
Yeah.
you one awesome casting and then just be like, ha
Well,
Surprise. Yeah. All right.
Oh, life is good. Well done. That was awesome. So yeah, anyways, your wand crumbles into dirt. And you do get, though, let's actually roll me another d20. This will be a good one. This will be a good one.
is it not a good one?
It's a 12.
All right. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You find in the cracked stone some augite.
Ooh, neat.
Augite is a common rock-forming pyrozine mineral.
Oh yeah,
Yay.
with formula 206.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously these crystals are monoclinic and prismatic, as they are.
Yours is green and black with translucent and opaque colors, and it's distinctly cleaved on one side, so you get a really nice through line. It's a very nice aesthetic piece. It's not gonna, it's not like you can use it for much. Not that you know, at least. It's but it's pretty. It's pretty.
Happy Pride, y'all.
It will remind you of today.
It's a nice buy section,
I'm
if
like
you will.
staring at it. Thanks.
That rock is really pretty, though. That's nice.
It's a good rock.
Yeah.
Do you not like the? What?
I mean, I like the rock,
It's definitely
but the
not
wand.
Yeah,
The
it's
wand.
not a wand. I can't help but feel responsible for that, and I am apologizing right here to you. I am sorry.
That's okay. This happens all the time.
Here we go. Augite is helps you make your feelings brighter.
It makes my feelings brighter.
Brighter. So like instead of being sad, you might just be like a little down, and if you're happy, you'd be like ecstatic. It just makes everything a little step nicer when you're around it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like a little good mood stone.
Okay.
Do you want to go take your mind off of the wand and help with looking into the other tower on the northwest? Not necessarily even going to it, just like looking it up and seeing what's over there. If there's like maps, or do you want to help me with that?
Sure.
He's like pumping his fists, like, yes, gotta do more.
Yes, buddies. Okay, so you guys, you'll need to head back through campus anyways. So depending on how things went with Moss, you may be able to pick Moss up before your next outing. This one is further away. It will take you several hours to get there, unless you want to borrow some horses from the stable.
Horses?
Which you could certainly do. The stable does have horses available for students to use. So something to think about is if you want to do that. You head back towards campus, and there's one more thing that's going to happen before the end of the game, and it actually sort of happens before all that fireball action, because it happens when Lark steps onto shore again. Lark, you feel someone watching you, just like you felt it in town. You know there's no one else around. Like, you know the students are at the school, you know your friends are out by the water, you can see Aqua, but somebody is standing on the shore watching you.
Oh. Kill this moth. I'm in a fucking battle right now. I'm sorry, I know that we're playing, but I am in a battle of my own making. Sorry, I'm going to. Oh, I did. I won. No, I didn't win. Oh my god, sorry. It's really hot here in the UK, and we don't have screens. So like when you open your windows, everything, like every creature in the fucking outdoors decides to crawl inside. And I defeated another. I've already won one battle. Bring on this stalker.
So somebody's watching you. You get a feeling they're in the tree line, but up to you how you want to try to. Do you want to find out who it is? Do you want to,
I'm going to stop. I'm gonna stop moving.
Okay.
I'm gonna like pretend to be like looking through my bag or something for something.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something that people will fall for, because you did just get out of the water and you left your bag here.
Yep.
Your bag seems untouched. You're just gonna go through your bag as if you don't know.
How far am I from the beach?
You are on the beach currently, and you're probably about 40 feet from the nearest trees.
How far am I from the people?
From your friends, your party?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hundreds of feet. They're like back. They're like, almost a kilometer out. Like they're out in the water still.
Can I use my compass to ask how far I am from Cal.
Yeah. So yeah, use your the birthday present you made Cal, and you can tell that he is at the school.
How many
He's just on
feet?
campus.
How many feet is that?
Quite a lot. Probably. How long does it take? Most people walk, what, 4 kilometers an hour?
That's
So it's
pretty,
about a half hour.
Yeah, that's
3 kilometers
that's
an hour?
accurate.
Anybody within 120 feet of me?
No, there's not besides this person, there's no one even close. Like they like Cal is like 2 kilometers away. Your friends are like half a kilometer away.
Okay. I'm on the school grounds, correct?
Yeah, you're just kind of at the edge of it. Technically, like the school grounds ends at the water line. Like this is right on the edge. But you are within the bounds of the protective area, or should be near it.
Okay. Okay. Question, DM question. Yeah. Can I use false life? I know that creates like a necromantic facsimile of life.
False life just gives you temp HP, doesn't it?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Like it's a different one.
I was thinking of something else. I am.
False life is the closest my sorcerer gets to healing.
Cleric. Yeah. I guess that's all I have. Honestly, I cannot do this for the rest of my life. So, can I ready? Yeah, I'm gonna like pretend to be completely oblivious, kneeling down, and then I want to ready inflict wounds.
Ooh.
Which is 3d10 if somebody touches me.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So I'll I'll go through my bag for as long as it takes. I'll look dumb as shit and
yeah. Okay, yeah. You are prepared for inflict flames if anyone touches you. Whoever is watching hasn't come out of hiding yet. Are you gonna call to them or try to do something to them or just leave?
Let's go with doing something like more stupid. Like I'll pick up my bag and like walk like a couple steps and then like trip, like drop something and then like talk to myself.
Oh
like,
no, it's my caltrops.
Oh. Just like I have to finish this, and I'll just being the best that I can play at being dumb and oblivious and stupid.
You're doing it successfully. But what are you gonna do? Like you get the feeling that's working, but
I'm gonna wait until they come and touch me, and as soon as they touch me, I'm gonna class inflict wounds.
I see.
And then once I hit them,
I see. You're trying to be bait. You're trying to bait yourself.
Yeah, I am literally baiting myself.
Gotcha,
and then once I hit them for the 3d10 damage, then I'm gonna use my action to try and like pin them underneath of me. I don't have fucking weapons.
Okay, all right, you got a plan. You do hear faintly somebody exit the tree line, kind of behind you, and you're waiting for the touch. You're like, okay, I'm ready. I got this.
Yep, I'm gonna do. Yep.
But instead, you hear a man's voice, and he says, "Lark,
do I recognize this voice?"
You have a moment of like, no. And when you turn towards it, you see the familiar face of Father Despian. This is the man who taught you how to be a cleric and gave you the money to escape from your family to come to school here. And he does not look especially well. He looks like he's dirty, his clothes are torn. he's bleeding in places, or looks like he was bleeding in places.
I have everything. I have mending for his clothes. I have healing for his wounds. I have food in my bag. Like
I got potatoes.
I got potatoes in my bag. Like I have everything. I have everything.
He as soon as you recognize him, you see like this like weight fall off him, and he just sits and he closes his eyes, and you can tell he's praying. You've seen him do this many, many times. And he says, I'm sorry, I wanted to find you when you were alone. There's something we need to speak about.
Yeah, I can get you help. Sorry, how far is Cal? I just need to get close enough to send him a message.
Yeah,
within 100.
That's so like it's gonna take you like 20 minutes to get there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. He seems to have specifically wanted to talk to you alone, though.
Yeah, we can't sit out in the middle of a forest, can we?
You need to know the truth about your father. And something that I was complicit in hiding from you. I should have told you before you came here.
I mean, I don't know, maybe, okay, let's just, there's no one within 120 feet of me.
Nobody, not even close.
Okay, how far am I closer to
Okay, what are you trying to do? You're trying to find someone to help you heal him? Like
I'm trying to get him somewhere that's safe.
I mean, it's safe-ish here. Like there's nothing kind of
around. Am I closer to the teacher dorms, or am I closer to my dorm?
You sort of equidistant. Either way, it's like a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, I'm going to the teacher dorms.
Well, he's going to try to stop you. He doesn't want you to just leave. He's got, he wants to.
No. I'm not leaving you. We're going somewhere safer. That's it.
I can't go onto the campus. I'm lucky to have made it this far through.
No, you can come with me. You can come with me.
Lark, he takes your hands and he says, you have to know, you're not really a cleric.
No, I am.
And that's the end of our game today.
Hot damn.
How do you leave it on, you're not a cleric? What the
You're
fuck?
not a cleric.
Dang.
The fuck?
That's kind of what I do, though.
Ian looks confused. Stressed.
Maybe I missed something in other things, but this is a surprise to me, and I'm glad it's a surprise to me. Okay.
It is 100% a surprise. Yep.
Wow.
Char, you are not a kobold. Huh?
What?
You're just a very short lizard folk. Fuck you!
You've been Bahamut the whole time.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Wow.
I feel like everyone's just like, what? Do I go with that?
I don't know what else to...
That's it. That's...
Awesome. Good job, guys. You went on an adventure. You swam underwater. You got to find out you're friends with dragons. Other exciting things. You got to cast a fireball spell.
Yeah.
Just once.
And then disappeared.
Oh boy.
Can't stop thinking of this man that's like a combination of Howl and Shigray. That's How are you not swooning? I don't understand.
Just wait till he
Sugar
comes to meet your
Sugar,
teacher
okay,
day.
okay. I mean, he can be here nor there, but Howlin should.
All around the world, you know what they say. People talking to me, you know.
Warlock is an option. Like, is that still an option? Like, can I transfer into Warlock? Is he looking for other patrons? Like, is he? I
like,
really
oh no, I committed. I've been learning from Newa all this time, and I'm not a cleric. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm a warlock. I'm a warlock.
Daddy, help!
Does that mean that I have like a demon daddy who's gonna send me pretty dresses? No. Wait.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No. Did Celeste lie? She lied to me, didn't she? She lied. She told me that there was. Nope. She said that there
Demon
was.
daddy.
Exaggerating.
So yeah, we'll leave it at that. More exciting adventures to come on the server. If somebody wants to throw the exclamation Discord into the chat, join up, come play with us if you like. It is almost the end of, it's almost exam time, almost the end of semester, almost time.
Level three.
Hope you're excited.
I'm so pumped.
So pumped. So yeah, we'll leave it there for this week. So thank you everyone for joining us for today's episode. You can check us out on wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. And yeah, you can follow us on social media if you like as well. Next week we will be back, hopefully with Luna as well, but sadly without Celeste next week. But we may have a special guest star. We'll have to find out. Tune in to find out more. As always, thanks for joining us. We'll see you here on Twitch on Wednesday at 6:30 EST. Have a great night and take care. Bye. I'm like the octopus.